As women, we've lived through seasons of love, loss, growth, and transformation. Every wrinkle, every scar, every soft curve tells a deeper story than words ever could. This video is a quiet celebration of that journey, of the kind of beauty that doesn't ask for permission, doesn't shrink to fit in, and doesn't fade with age. Today, we'll explore 8 timeless qualities that make a woman truly captivating after 60, not by changing who she is, but by remembering who she's always been. From radical self-love to walking with quiet grace, from owning your story to protecting your energy, these are not trends, but truths. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered where your glow has gone, I promise, it's still there. It's just waiting for a soft voice, a kind reminder, and a little space to shine again. So, take a deep breath. Pour a warm cup of tea. And let's begin this journey, back to the most radiant version of you. 1. Radical self-love, celebrating the woman in the mirror. There comes a moment in every woman's life when the world quiets down, and what's left is the soft voice within. That voice may whisper doubt at times, you're not who you used to be. But the truth is far more beautiful. Radical self-love isn't about fixing or hiding. It's about honoring. Every line on your face, every freckle, every stretch mark, they aren't flaws. They are proof that you have lived. That you've loved, cried, danced, fallen, and risen again. These are not things to erase, they're things to cherish. The most magnetic women don't chase after youth, they radiate from within. They nourish themselves with care, speak kindly to their reflection, and move through the world not with apology, but with quiet gratitude. They know beauty isn't something to reclaim. It's something to remember. Try this, each morning, before the world gets loud, look into your own eyes in the mirror. Smile. And say something loving, even if it feels silly at first. Let your skincare, your breakfast, your clothing choices become acts of care, not chores. This isn't vanity, it's reverence. Because when you treat yourself like someone worthy of tenderness, the world begins to reflect that truth back to you. 2. Unshakable self-worth, no more waiting for permission. There's a quiet kind of power that enters the room before she even speaks. It's not in her clothes, her hairstyle, or how many people admire her. It's in the way she carries herself, grounded, whole, unapologetic. That's the power of a woman who no longer asks for permission to be herself. Unshakable self-worth isn't loud or boastful. It's calm. It's knowing who you are without needing constant validation. It's walking into a space and not wondering, do they like me? But simply asking, do I feel at peace here? As we age, many of us begin to see more clearly. The opinions that used to matter don't hold the same weight anymore. And what remains is something more enduring, the truth of our own worth, lived and learned through years of experience. Try this, at the end of each week, write down 3 things you're proud of, things no one else may have noticed, but that matter deeply to you. Maybe it's how you listened to someone in need. Or how you stood your ground. Or simply how you showed up for yourself. Also, gently distance yourself from people or spaces that make you feel not enough. Your presence is sacred, offer it only where it's cherished, not merely tolerated. Because when a woman knows her worth, the world doesn't define her, she defines her world. 3. Owning your story, every chapter matters. Your story isn't just a series of memories, it's a masterpiece. Every laugh line, every scar, every quiet moment of strength is a sentence in the book only you could write. And the women who age with the deepest kind of beauty? They don't hide their story, they own it. They don't pretend their life has been perfect. They don't erase the parts that were messy, painful, or uncertain. Instead, they choose to see each chapter, even the hard ones, as sacred. As proof that they've lived, deeply and fully. When you own your story, you stop needing to impress anyone. You become magnetic in your authenticity. People are drawn to your presence, not because it's polished, but because it's real. Try this. Set aside quiet time to write a few pages of your life, not for others, just for you. Maybe it's a childhood memory, a moment of heartbreak, or a triumph you rarely talk about. Let your words be gentle, honest, and kind. No judgment, no rush. And if the moment ever comes, in a conversation, a group, or even over a cup of coffee, dare to share a piece of that story. Not as a performance, but as a gift. Your voice has the power to heal, to connect, to inspire. Because when you fully own your story, you give others silent permission to do the same. And that, dear one, is how legacies are born. 4. Selective energy. Protecting your peace is powerful. As we age, something beautiful happens. We begin to realize that not everything deserves our energy. We stop feeling guilty for saying no. We learn to walk away from conversations that leave us drained, and people who don't honor who we are. The most radiant older women aren't loud or reactive. Their power lies in their calm, in their ability to choose where their attention goes, and where it no longer belongs. They don't waste time proving a point. They don't chase approval. Instead, they cultivate inner peace like a sacred garden, protecting it with boundaries, rest, and intention. Try this. Start by filtering your daily inputs. Limit the news that fuels fear. Unfollow accounts or people that make you feel less than. Instead, fill your space with gentle things, music, prayer, journaling, or even silence. Give yourself permission to walk away from what exhausts you. It's not weakness. It's wisdom. The next time you feel obligated to say yes, take a breath. Ask yourself, does this serve my peace, my values, my well-being? If not, say no with grace and without explanation. You don't owe everyone your time. You don't owe anyone your emotional energy. You've earned the right to protect what truly matters, your heart, your health, your joy. The soft, steady glow of a woman who guards her energy? That's the kind of beauty the world never forgets. 5. A curious, open mind. Stay young by staying open. True youth has little to do with wrinkle creams or birthdays. It lives in a curious heart, one that still wants to learn, to listen, to discover. You've seen decades of change, seasons of loss and joy. But the women who remain most alive are the ones who stay open. Open to ideas, to laughter, to the possibility that something new might still surprise them. They read. They ask questions. They learn new skills, not to be perfect, but to stay connected. A curious woman doesn't shrink as the world changes. She evolves. With grace. With sparkle. Try this. Once a month, pick something new to explore. Take a class, try a recipe from another culture, strike up a conversation with someone younger, not to teach them, but to learn from them. Curiosity builds bridges between generations. It keeps your mind flexible, your spirit engaged. And most importantly, it tells your soul, I'm still here. I'm still growing. Being open doesn't mean agreeing with everything. It means listening without judgment. It means saying, tell me more, instead of, I already know. And that kind of openness? It's magnetic. It lights you up from the inside. Because when a woman in her 60s, 70s, or beyond still welcomes the world with wide eyes and a soft heart, she becomes ageless. 6. Genuine joy. finding light in the little things. Some days are quiet. Some are filled with tasks. And yet, joy is always waiting, tucked into the soft corners of ordinary life. Not the loud kind of joy that demands attention, but the quiet kind that lives in the warmth of your coffee cup, the sound of a familiar song, the way sunlight touches the curtains at just the right angle. Genuine joy doesn't require permission. It's not something you have to earn. It's something you choose to notice. The most radiant women in their 60s, 70s, and beyond are not always the ones with perfect plans or perfect lives. They are the ones who let their hearts soften enough to feel joy. Even in the middle of aging. Even when life is imperfect. Try this. Each evening, write down 3 things that made you smile today. They can be small. A kind word. The breeze on your face. A laugh with a neighbor. And then, make room for joy tomorrow. Schedule it. Like a sacred ritual. A walk in the garden, your favorite music, a quiet moment to breathe. You deserve that. Because joy, when practiced gently and consistently, becomes a way of being, not just a passing feeling. And when a woman lives in joy, she becomes magnetic. Not because she chases happiness, but because she embodies it. 7. Grace in adaptation, the quiet power of letting go. Life doesn't always ask for your permission before it changes. A loved one moves away. Your body feels different. The world spins a little faster than it used to. But within every change, there's a soft, quiet power, the power to adapt with grace. Grace doesn't mean pretending it's easy. It means giving yourself space to breathe through it. It means knowing when to hold on, and when to gently let go. The most magnetic women aren't untouched by life's storms. They are the ones who've danced in the rain, adjusted their sails, and kept moving forward, not hardened, but softer, wiser. When something doesn't go your way, pause. Place a hand over your heart. Take a deep breath. Then ask yourself, what can I release today, so I can move forward a little lighter? Change isn't the enemy. It's often an invitation to grow, to soften, to realign. Try seeing every transition as a doorway, not a dead end. A chance to rewrite the story, not erase it. When you approach change with grace instead of resistance, something beautiful happens. You remain rooted, yet flexible. Steady, yet open. And in that space, you shine, not in spite of change, but because of it. 8. Posture and presence, becoming the light in the room. You don't need loud words or flashy clothes to make an entrance. Sometimes, the most captivating woman in the room says nothing at all. She simply walks in, shoulders open, spine tall, eyes soft yet steady, and the whole space gently turns toward her. Why? Because she carries herself like she belongs there. Your posture is more than how you stand. It's how you hold yourself in the world. Each morning, before the day pulls you in 1,000 directions, take just 5 quiet minutes. Stand tall. Roll your shoulders back. Breathe deeply. Feel your feet grounded and your heart open. This simple practice doesn't just improve your body, it anchors your presence. And presence is magnetic. When you enter a room, try this. Slow your pace. Let your eyes meet others with kindness. Smile, not to please, but to connect. You are not invisible. Your wisdom, your years, your presence, they matter. And when you walk with quiet confidence, you remind others of their own light too. So next time you find yourself shrinking or rushing, pause. Lengthen your spine. Soften your gaze. Step into the room like it belongs to you, because it does. You are the light. And the world is better when you let it shine. Every line on your face, every scar on your skin, every chapter in your story, they are not flaws. They are your beauty. They are your strength. They are your light. In a world that often tells women to shrink, to stay quiet, to hide their age, you've chosen something far more powerful. To rise with grace, to live with presence, and to love yourself deeply. If even one message today spoke to your heart, I invite you to carry it with you, and maybe share it with someone who needs it, too. Subscribe for more gentle reminders that your life, your voice, and your light still matter, now more than ever. And remember, you don't need permission to be radiant. Just your own breath, your own truth, and the courage to walk tall in it. You are not behind. You are becoming. Always.